My friend Mr. Skolta does the video for these things on Thursday morning at the gym, and he teaches his students to kick the bag not 100 times, but 500 times. All of his students, they're world champions, and they develop what he calls lead foot. In other words, there's no doubt that thing is going to work. In spirituality, you sit quietly, and after 300, 400, 500 nights, you know that as soon as you sit down, I did it at 6 to 7 most nights of my life early on, early 20s and so forth, and I would just, after a while, as soon as that time would come, no matter where you're at, you have a lead gut. You're just so, all your concentration, your experience, your memories are gone. You're in this lead gut. In Japan, they call it the hara, the stomach. All meditation, martial arts, all Buddhist meditation is down at the base of the abdomen. All your breathing is down there, and you're just there. And there are so many different techniques, but the point is you'll be very quiet and centered. And then the cerebral cortex, you concentrate on something outside of yourself, a picture on the wall, a candle, the floor in front of you. You have this down here, or you're breathing quiet, mental concentration. You've exteriorized your concentration, if that's a word. That's here and that's here, and that's the end of it. You never need to learn another thing. And then for the rest of your life, you'll see more and more gradual gradients of people's thoughts and experiences, and you'll look right through everything all the time. You've already looked through yourself, and you know you're not your body, or this place, or a time, or a circumstance. You're in what's called the Pure Land. It's a very quiet place. It's you, and you'll recognize it as being the most you that you could ever be. And you'll never want to leave it. And one day you'll discover that you and the you of God, say this very humbly, very contritely, are one you. There's one person. There's one person of the universe. It is a person, quite human. We call that person God. And in that we carry those we love, my teacher Kathleen Judge, my friends, my parents, they're with you. You have such a love for them that you'll die for them. And to get to the Pure Land, you realize that you have to, in order to die for them, you have to live for them. In your heart and soul, you accept all the travesty of this world easily, all the pain of it, knowing that by understanding it and transforming it and illuminating it, you will. That's the point where you will protect them. My mom and dad, my Kathleen, all my friends and loved ones that are spiritual, the only way I can help them is spending so much time alone, quietly in the Pure Land, digesting the entire world for them. Until this world is gone, I'm nothing, I'm no one. I'll have no rest, even though I have this peace, but it is every moment I understand every fragment of thought, of experience. Everyone, no one is their body. And behind that, they're their thoughts, right? And we're not made of our thoughts or our experiences. When we're young, the world is open and fresh. When we're older, we have more conditioning. Every moment means something. But beyond the conditioning of thinking you're a body in this world, if you get very quiet, you'll see beings, you'll see particles of thought and feeling around people, and you realize that all of it's aimed at you to confuse you, to keep turning you back in on yourself, thinking you're this person with this mind. And if you don't relate to any of it, you'll transform everything around you. And in a very short time, you realize that the world really doesn't exist, that all these mystical texts are correct, that only this pure love for God, for Jesus, for Moses, for your temple, for everything holy, for the beauty of art. That adoration takes you to this quietude. You're in eternity. And beyond that, you can transform the entirety of this world and help every person that you love and respect spiritually. You'll help them ardently. You will relieve them of all their pressure by transmitting this simple awareness that we're not here, we're not anywhere, we're not anything physical. When we're spiritual, as we all are, these things make sense. And if not, they don't make sense, and that's okay. That mindset is not here. It'll never be here. It never has been here. So when you arrive at this place, then you can take on all the problems of the whole world, of the people who are spiritual, and you can bring them into this lighted room, this dimly lit castle in the sky. It's called the soul. Most of all, it's called you. Isn't it you? Isn't this what it's about? Quietude, simplicity, and from that you'll live. I can be in any circumstance, situation, and have it in everything you can imagine in this world on all levels and dimensions of it. And by being simply nobody on my side, quiet, not reacting to any of the things of the world. The tough guys think I'm tough. Wonderful people think I'm wonderful because I'm not anything. So there's nothing to bounce off here. So if they're good, and they'll automatically love me, and if they're not, they'll be afraid or want to contest the ground for some reason. And that rarely happens when you get very, very, very quiet. And when it does, you'll see the devil himself behind it. And I say devil himself, it's a nothingness when you're spiritual as we are. Who cares? You're going to transcend everything that this world, all the particles of thought and fragments and the lifetimes. There are no lifetimes. There's just these little fragments of reality that seem to make this world. I'm speaking to all of us who are spiritual. This makes sense. So let's make sense of the whole thing, knowing the only way you're going to help your friend, your neighbor, any social, political circumstance, your family, the only way to heal is to address directly the fact that this is the illusion and this is you. All of this is you. You're a very fine human being. You're intelligent, God knows. You're pure. Your mom knows. You're kind. Your loved one knows. Your children know. Even your aunts and uncles, especially grandmom, right? You don't see your dad a lot. He's off working all day because that's what he gives to this. When you find 1 or 2 or 5 spiritual people in your life, that'll be enough to ground you for 10 years. Spend an hour alone every day. And then you'll be alone around people. Alone in the quiet, in the Pure Land, in this very decent place called the soul. And you'll know beyond knowing that anything of real value in the world can't be touched, and it can't be seen. It can only be known by the heart. Those I love. That love, that sense of love, is the feather touch beginning of this divine condition called illumination. Mostly, it's called you. Isn't it you? Thank you.